Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro, and today we are here with a video of weekly horoscope starting from week today, 10th of March. So, how this week will impact all the 12 ascendants? Let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada. Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Rohitji, Ram Ram. Welcome to all the family members. So we are talking about this week. Here we go. From March 10th to March 16th. Okay, it is step by step. We always discuss every transit that happens during this week. There are two major transits happening, Sun and Mars, during this week. And on the other hand, there is one beautiful transit, that is Moon exalted. Moon becomes exalted in Taurus this week as well. So some good news for all the 12 ascendants. Starting from Aries, Moon is entering into Pisces. Now Moon here is the fourth house lord and entered into the 12th house. Here expenses related to home can be number one priority during the beginning of this week. Then 12th of March, Moon will enter into Aries. This is time Moon will again make a very positive yoga with Jupiter called Gajkesari Yoga, aspected by Mars. So and also aspected by Saturn. So here this Gajkesari Yoga during this time will not give you 100% results, but still you can expect some good development, especially your personality wise. There can be some good news that you can see during this time. Then this is the best time when March enters into the second house of wealth and it gets exalted. Here, remember the fourth house lord in the second house, there can be some kind of dealing of property, some kind of good news related to money that comes to you, some investments that you have done may reap better, very good results for all the Aries ascendant people. Then Sun enters into Pisces. Sun is the fifth house lord, goes to the 12th house. Those who are number one priority wise, those who are planning to go for a foreign country or go for education in a foreign country, very nice time. But this is the month that it has now started. The countdown has started for a complete solar eclipse that is going to happen on around 9th of April, if I'm not wrong. So get ready for that. Sun in the fifth house lord in the 12th house means expenses related to children, expenses related to love affairs and stuff like that. So expenses related to education, things can happen in these areas of life. Then Mars enters into Aquarius. So Mars has finally said goodbye to its exalted status, and now it is going into the 11th house in its own ascendant. It is one of the most best possible placements of Mars, even better than an exalted Mars. If you have bigger term, long term goals, if you want to set long term goals, this is the best time to do networking, best time to sign contracts. Be very aggressive in selling your product during this time, because you may be able to get and reap proper beautiful benefits during this week. So overall for this week, Aries ascendant people, it is a very positive and good outlook, because Moon remains exalted by end of the week, and there can be Mars going into the 11th house, Lagna Lord in the 11th house. So two beautiful houses, the second house as well as the 11th house of gains and money, and second house of money and fixed resources, are absolutely positive. All the best. For Taurus ascendant people, when we talk about Taurus ascendant, Moon enters into Pisces. Now, Moon entering into Pisces is also going to make a close conjunction with Rahu during this period. Mercury, Moon and Mercury do not go together. Mercury is debilitated here. Mercury and Moon and Rahu also do not go together. So Moon is going to be a little bit afflicted during this time. And because Moon is the lord of communication here, be very careful in communicating with your network and friends and stuff like that, because there can be someone, someone else who might not have any bad intentions, but your thought process may be a little bit corrupted because of Mars, because of Rahu here, playing with your mind, illusion on your mind. Then Moon enters into Aries into the 12th house. This is the time that short distance and long distance travel can happen, sudden travel plans, which can make you little bit, expenses little bit rise. There can be a little bit of more expenses that you can incur during this period. So let's hope for the best, that what kind of expenses happens. There can also be good spiritual evocation or spiritual revelation, that you may also visit some spiritual place. So let's embrace this. Jupiter here with Moon makes a very good yoga, and things are looking very good. Positive spending is what will happen. Then Moon finally becomes exalted on 14th of March. So this March month for Taurus ascendant people is very, very good. Third house lord in the Lagna exalted means that there is going to be some, personal development, or maybe with your own effort you will do something where, you know there will be a breakthrough in your life. Something which you are struggling to the most will have a big breakthrough. Then Sun enters into Pisces. This is the time those who are going through Rahu Mahadasha, Sun Mahadasha, Ketu Mahadasha, such kind of Mahadashas. Because of the eclipse that is going to happen in April, I think 9th of April, if I'm not wrong, there is going to be Sun very, very soon approaching towards Rahu. And believe it or not, Sun is powerful, the most powerful planet. But when it comes in conjunction with Rahu, Rahu is more powerful than Sun for a very small time period, but it is still more powerful. So this is the time that you have to be extremely careful with your networking, with your friends, with your even your loved ones, because this is just exactly opposite to the fifth house, this house. So some be very uh, polite, okay, because Sun is an aggressive planet. Then Mars enters into Aquarius. Now Mars, on the other hand, is the 12th house lord entering into the 10th house. Very careful related to job. There can be travel for job area, or this is a positive sign as well, because 10th house Mars is going to do very good job for those people who are supposed to be waiting for promotions. Any promotion like possibilities is there for you during this week. Mars is also making a conjunction with Saturn, and very soon, in fact, Venus also. So it is positive. Saturn in Mool Trikon is very happy. It will welcome Mars. Celestial planets don't have any problem, with people coming into their houses. They just have problem when they have aspects, when they have little bit of, rift or challenges in that is already present in your chart. Then there can be little bit disputes. But otherwise, this Mars coming into the 10th house is good for progress, because see here, the 7th house lord is sitting one, two, three, four, fourth from itself. So some kind of happiness from partnership, some kind of happiness from designation that you may get. So all the best, Taurus ascendant. This is a very nice week. Moon stands exalted and things can be very positive, but it puts in debilitated aspect on the seventh house. So relationships are number one, which has to be taken care during this week. For Gemini ascendant people, Rohitji, here 10th of March is when Moon will enter into Pisces. Now, Moon entering into Pisces into the house where Mercury is there, who's supposed to be not very positive with Moon. That's why Moon has the second house and is a Maraka here. But also the wealth. Wealth is given to Gemini ascendant people by Moon. It is making a conjunction with Rahu as well as Mercury. Now, Rahu here, Rohitji, we have to understand the meaning of Rahu in the 10th house. It is said in, that whoever has Rahu in the 10th house is king of the world. But when Moon is here, when Mercury is here, their completely mind and intelligence both are now ruled or will be taken up by Rahu. So in your work area, you have to be extremely careful that, you make any kind of, um, communication, any kind of, arguments. You have to just avoid it. If someone even screams at you at work and say that you are useless and stuff like that, just be quiet. Don't overreact during this time, because your mind can overreact and you can be under illusion. In fact, this is also the time where if someone comes and tells you that, okay, this guy is telling this about you and that about you, do not believe it, because this is just an illusion that the planets will try to create. Yes, Rohitji, you want to say something?
I think this is a time of politics with them on the workplace
Yeah,
because of Rahu, Moon, and Mercury. Because mind zero, Mercury is debilitated, and second house is also speech, and speech is coming with the conjunction with Rahu. So they also can utter some bad words or something like this, which can give them problem at
yeah.
workplace.
So careful. But then Moon enters into the 11th house. Now, second house and 11th house have connection. So there is going to be some gains. Those who are going through Moon Mahadasha, Antardasha, Jupiter Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha, Mars Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha will have very, very positive gains that they can expect. Their goals will be completed. They will gain from elder siblings, or maybe they can gain from their own business. It is a very, very good time. But after that, Moon becomes exalted in the 12th house. After gains come expenses. Expenses will be there, but for some auspicious reason. During this time, if anyone suggests you for some investments, very good time for you. After 14th of March, if you want to do any investment in property, anything like that, very good. If you want to book tickets for a foreign travel or for holiday, very nice time. So go for it. Life is to have fun also, right? So not only earning money is important, but spending it in the right place is also important. Then Sun enters into Pisces. Sun here is the lord of the third house, enters the 10th house. Again, see here, communication problem in your work area related to communication. So this is the second indication this whole week, and you have to be extremely point to point careful during this time, not to make any kind of hasty decisions or anything related to, people, what people are saying on that, act on that. So very careful. Then later, uh, finally, Mars, who's the lord of the 11th house and lord of the 6th house, goes to the 9th house. So there's going to be some very good news in related to destiny. Maybe in this workplace, if something wrong happens, Mars is going to help you in your destiny area to help you, mitigate these effects. In fact, Mars here, Rohiji, is also putting an aspect on the 12th house where Moon is exalted. So foreign travel for work or foreign travel for mostly people who are related to IT can be possible during this time. So maybe they will be booking tickets or going to a foreign country this month. So all the best. There's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and do subscribe. For Cancer ascendant people, Rohitji, Moon is a very extremely important planet because it is the ascendant lord, and Moon is entering into Pisces. Now, Moon entering into Pisces, very careful. See, ninth house is the house of destiny, as well as religion, as well as learning, as well as your belief system. During this time, you may have a little bit turbulence in your belief system. There may be some kind of, someone trying to brainwash you, get you into the wrong direction, or maybe some guru or some kind of educator that you have may put you into wrong ideas, or there can be lot of trouble, challenges, struggle that you can face during this time. Now what we need to do very careful is we need to make sure that verify anything before taking action. So they say, okay, you know what, there is higher education opportunity, give me 10 lakh rupees, I will send you to foreign country. Verify, tell them, okay, wait, I will think about it, because this is the time that someone can cheat you. Also be very careful from astrologers who can give you wrong guidance, like do this puja, that puja, what not. There can be some kind of challenges that you can face. Now, Moon enters into Aries then. Now, Moon enters into Aries. This is a very good time for your career. Lagna Lord in the 10th house, making Gaj Kesri Yog. What else do you need in your career area? Those who are expecting some kind of raise, some kind of, those who are writing their performance reviews and appraisals, all the best for them. They're going to have some very great news during this week. Then Moon enters into the 11th house in exalted position. Cancer ascendant people, this is one of the best week for you. Only, beginning of the week you have to be careful that, in related to education, travel, stuff like that. But then see, Moon gets exalted as well in the 11th house. Very great time for some kind of achievements in the work area, great time for networking, great times for, spending a social evening outside when Moon is exalted. But it is putting a debilitated aspect on the 5th house, so be careful in love and relationship. There can be some kind of challenges in that area. Later, Sun enters into Pisces. Now, Sun here is the second house lord going to the 9th house. It is good, but it is Maraka as well. And now, Sun is going to get afflicted. Whenever Sun will get afflicted through Rahu and through, Rahu basically, or Ketu, it is a tension time. And, 9th of April is when there will be a complete solar eclipse. So what do we need to do? We need to be careful in area related to the 9th house. Again, second indication during the week that Moon afflicted here. Now Sun is also afflicted, though that means we have to be careful in the area related to belief system, religiousness, anything to do with some kind of remedy, some kind of foreign travel, pilgrimages, anything related to these areas. We have to be more careful, and also careful for the health of your father. Then Mars enters into Aquarius. Mars here is the lord of the 10th house. Mars here is also the lord of the 5th house. So that means what is the Yoga Karka planet for Cancer ascendant people? Mars. And this Yoga Karka planet is coming to the 8th house, giving you a positive outcome in area related to inheritances, in area related to shared resources. If there is some kind of money from partnership you are expecting, this is the time you will expect. If there is, some kind of legal trouble that is going on, there will be some kind of major breakthrough, because see, Mars is a security person, so it will try to secure you, because and sitting with Saturn, who is a judge, so judge will secure you. This is what is happening. Those who are waiting for some luxurious news, because Venus is also here, so some luxury also you can see during this time suddenly. In terms of career only, there is one challenge that hidden enemies can be a part of your daily work during this time, so we have to be careful from hidden enemies. But overall, a very good time. All the best for all the Cancer ascendant people. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and do subscribe and have fun. Leo ascendant people, now here Lagna Lord is going to be getting afflicted this week, starting to get afflicted. Moon enters into Pisces. Moon is the owner of the 12th house. Entering into the 8th house makes a Viprit Rajyo. Those who are going through Moon Mahadasha, Jupiter Mahadasha will have some kind of benefits during this period. Any struggle that is going on related to health, any struggle that is going on related to your court cases, you may find some positive news. In fact, any struggle related to foreign travel, any struggle related to what we say with in-laws, here you will find some relief during this time. Then Moon enters into Aries, makes a Gaj Kesri Yog. Every month Moon is going to make a Gaj Kesri Yog. Every month Moon is going to make a Chandra Mangal Yog. So what does this mean? This means that this is a very positive time for you in the 9th house, making sure that spiritually from God you're getting all the blessings. Anything you desire, anything you require, just pray for it. Very naturally it will come to you. So all the best. And this is not the end, because Moon here goes into the 10th house, becomes exalted, gives you a big push in your career area. But during this time when Moon gets exalted, it also puts a debilitated aspect on the 4th house, that is your domestic life. So don't ignore your domestic life during this time, because of your career and because of the power that you will achieve in your career area. You have to also maintain work-life balance. That is what is required. Then 14th of March is when your Lagna Lord enters into the 8th house in proper affliction. It will start. Lagna Lord in the 8th house, lot of ups and downs can happen. Those who are going through Sun Mahadasha, those who are going through Jupiter Mahadasha, Rahu Mahadasha. These are the areas where lot of ups and downs can happen. Sorry to say, but job losses, accidents, and everything that is related to the 8th house can be um indication for all the Leos, depending on your chart and Dasha and Antardasha. But yes, there is going to be some kind of trouble that you're starting to face at least till 14th of April, because that is when Sun will enter into the 9th house and start taking exalted position. Then Mars enters into Aquarius. This is a very good placement. See the 9th house Lord sitting 11th from itself here. Yoga Karka. 4th house Lord sitting 4th from itself. Any property in foreign country, rebuying property, refinancing, good time for you. Here because it is Chandran, Mangal and Saturn both are sitting in the 7th house. Be careful in your relationship area. There may be some kind of heated arguments that can happen during this time. On the weekend, maybe this weekend you want to go somewhere, your wife or husband will say, no, you cannot go here. So there can be heated arguments. But on the other hand, 9th house Lord in the 7th house is going to give you some kind of very good designation or some kind of recognition, awards. This is the kind of things that you can get from your workplace during this time. So all the best, Leo ascendant people. It is a positive time. There is positive news for everyone, and hope this week bring you a lot of good luck. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. If you want, book there, and then we will be able to talk in person about your chart. For Virgo ascendant people, when we see Virgo ascendant people, number one things come to our mind is Mercury, and Mercury is right now sitting with Rahu. And I told you that it can make your mind a little bit wavery, and you can get into a lot of illusion in the relationship area. So I hope that you are taking precautions. But here Moon starts with entering into Pisces and also making that house more afflicted with Mercury, Rahu, and Chandra sitting together. That means your mind, your intelligence, everything can come under illusion, especially in the aspect of relationships in your life. So be careful. Don't act on other people's observations, or other people's other people can say something and you can act on it. I see many charts where what happens is that the girl says that my husband is a good husband, but when it comes to his mother and all, he becomes a very different personality and stuff like that. So this is what that illusion is. You have to understand, mother is mother, no one can take her place, but someone has trusted and sent their daughter to your house, and she is going to be a mother of your child as well. So that means you have to show utmost respect to women. Very important. So here, I know this is the house of spouse. That is, both goes for male and female. In fact, female also, they have come to other house and started living with a husband, or living with a. So it does not mean that they will make sure that all the other relationship that the husband has, like being a child, being a son of someone, has to be taken away from him. So everyone has to adjust with each other, rather than just making, nonsense things that, his mother is doing this, and some mother says that my daughter-in-law is doing this, and stuff like that. It is now, the problem is that people do not have adjusting or surrendering power. Sometimes, God also surrenders when he thinks that, it's okay, let it be. So we have to surrender. Anyways, here moon is going to be afflicted, so in relationship area you have to be careful. Then moon goes to the 8th house, the 11th house lord in the 8th house. So suddenly there can be some gains, or there can be some kind of certain health problems related to your stomach, that this can happen during this week, like food poisoning maybe, or maybe you will eat a lot of sweet and get sugar high and some problem and some stomach bugs and feel upset and stuff like that, because it is also making a Gaj Kesri Yoga in the 8th house with Jupiter. But 11th house lord in the 8th house, I have seen in cases that such people can suddenly gain something through partnerships. So take the best use of this time, because later on also moon goes into your 9th house, gets exalted here. This means that this 9th house is the house of destiny. So your destiny will be working very, very awesome during this time. Higher learning wise, wisdom wise, everything, you will be taking right steps. But then the next day, sun enters into the 7th house for you, and this is again putting you into illusion. Sun gets afflicted, soul gets afflicted. When soul is weak, other people can trouble you, can start attacking you. This is the time that any partners that you have may attack you, or may question you. You may be a little bit weaker during this time. So make sure that just avoid everything till 14th of April. After that, take any decision that you want to take in partnerships and spouse or marriage and stuff like that area. Okay. Then Mars enters into the 8th house, making a Vipreet Raj Yoga. 8th house lord in the 6th house. Sorry, Mars enters the 6th house, makes a Vipreet Raj Yoga. 8th house lord in the 6th house. Very nice time. This is a very good placement of Mars here. Mars rules the 8th house as well as the 3rd house. So it is a very, very difficult, it has been given very difficult houses, as well as now it is in a very difficult house. So when difficult is equal to positive, that means any enemy that is trying to trouble you, any kind of competition that you are entering, any exams, any interviews, anything that you're giving, positively, all the best, you are going to get great news from it, because Mars is also aspecting the 9th house of your destiny and making Chandramangal Yoga. That means money will come through your destiny, through your enemies, through some competition. So all those one who have given interviews during this week, your will be judgment will be done, and you will be given a positive news. So all the best. For Libra ascendant people, when we talk about Libra ascendant here, moon is entering into Pisces. Moon is entering into the 8th house for you. Oh, sorry, 6th house for you. The 10th house lord in the 6th house. That means workplace is the number one place where you have to be extreme careful, because the 10th house lord is come under affliction of Rahu as well as Mercury. Mercury is also afflicted with Rahu. That means some kind of workplace politics can create a big trouble for Libra ascendant people. This is also the time that they may be going for a travel, or they may be traveling and stuff like that. But we have to be extremely careful during this time related to workplace, or any communication, or any work, or any any kind of challenge that you face. Just avoid it till 14th of this month. Just don't take any decision, otherwise there will be losses, because 6th house is also the house of loss. Then 7th house is where moon comes and makes a conjunction with Jupiter. Those who are going through Mars, Jupiter and moon period, very good time for them, because here moon and Jupiter always makes a Vipreet Raj Yoga, and this time it is in the 7th house. 10th house lord sitting 10th from itself in the 7th house with Jupiter says expansion in either family, either expansion in things related to your designation, some kind of status, good status that you achieve, and also you come in power. Those who are thinking of getting married, or in love and stuff like that, here you can expect some good news happening. Then later moon becomes exalted in the 8th house. Not a very right place for moon to be exalted here, because see, it is the house of 8th house is the house of sudden ups and downs. But it is also, remember, it is the house of sudden ups also. So some ups can be seen during this period from the 8th house, especially money that you have to receive from partnership, from any kind of inheritance, or any kind of sale or purchase of property, any fixed assets getting liquidated during this time and getting the money. This is the right time for you. Then second indication during this week for your workplace, sun coming into the 6th house, getting afflicted here. 11th house lord in the 6th house, getting afflicted with Rahu. When sun is afflicted with Rahu, your soul becomes weak, and then when your soul is weak, it says, right, that demon can take over your soul while your soul is weak. So keep your soul strong, take the name of God and stuff like that. So this is the time to be more spiritual. Make sure that your friends or someone who's trying to guide you or something can be having hidden motive, agenda, or maybe your enemy at most. So be very careful. In the work, this is a workplace time. Those who are into need any favor from the government or are waiting to get receive something from the government may hear a backlash, may hear something wrong during this time. The communication will not be right because Mercury is also afflicted, and Sun is the government, Sun is power, some kind of problem. So sorry for them, but retry again, because in April, Sun will become exalted, and that is the time you can expect some great news. And Mars, finally, here Mars is the planet of the owner of the seventh house, as well as Mars is the owner of the second house. The extreme maraka coming into the fifth house. So careful for health of children, for education purposes. Those who are into education area, careful in that area. But in a positive sense, there is going to be some, all those people who are in IT and any kind of thing related to research, IT and stuff like that. It's very good news. In fact, there is one very big yoga that is happening, very rare, Chandra Mangal Yog, Mangal in the seventh house, in the fifth house, aspecting the eighth house. So when fifth and eighth house has a relationship, what happens? Lottery, some kind of sudden gains you can expect during this time. And Mahalakshmi's San, this is Mahalakshmi's San, fifth house. Here, Venus sitting here is an indicator that something positive is coming your way. Moving on to Scorpio ascendant people. When we talk about Scorpio ascendant people, Moon is entering into Pisces, into the fifth house. Affliction in fifth house means problem in love, romance, and any kind of thing where related to children, related to creativity, related to work, related to your devotion and stuff like that. Here there will be some kind of struggle in this area, because Moon is the mind, Mercury is the intelligence, but both are sitting together with Rahu. Mind and intelligence both are afflicted. So this is not the time to take bigger decisions for education, for children, for love life, for marriage. Stuff like that should be avoided on the first and second day of this week. Then later Moon enters into the sixth house, and here Moon is going to be making a very good positive conjunction with one and only Jupiter. And when Jupiter and Moon both will aspect the 12th house, so any kind of pending work from a foreign country might happen during this time. So very positive time for you. Workplace wise, very nice, good news for you. And this good news will continue because Moon enters into the seventh house, gets exalted 10th from the 10th. Here you can expect some kind of promotion, some kind of gain, some kind of partnership, some kind of positivity. Those people who are trying to buy a second house in a foreign country, very positive time for them also. And why, I will tell you, because Sun enters into the fifth house. Now fifth house is second indication during this week, telling that there may be some affliction in children, in romance, in love, in things related to the fifth house. Speculation, those who are trying to invest something big in stock market, very very careful. Bitcoin going up 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 up, suddenly you invest, everything comes down, $30,000 down, you are also done. So be careful during this week. Later on, Mars will enter into Aquarius. So fourth house Mars is very good for anything related to property, vehicle, any property, vehicle, luxury you want to do. Mars and Venus are together, Mars and Saturn are together. One of the best time for Scorpio ascendant people this week to take decision for their real estate. On the other hand, Mars aspecting the fourth aspect on the seventh house. If you want to go for a second property in a foreign country or in your own country, in different city or some investment property, amazing time for you. But because Mars is a cruel planet and getting into the fourth house, be careful for the health of your mother, especially related to her, using knife and stuff for cutting vegetables. There can be little bit cut, bruises, some kind of stitches they can require during this time. Maybe this is a possibility. And on the other hand, also means this is also the time that your home may require some kind of stitches, somewhere some kind of patchwork, something related to that. Some expenses in that area may happen. All the best, Scorpio ascendant people, for this week. I'm very excited for you guys, and we will see you in the next week. Until then, WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. Click. You will be talking to Samantha. Sagittarius ascendant people. For Sagittarius ascendant people, Moon is coming to the fourth house for you in Pisces, where Mercury is already debilitated. Mercury is powerless. Moon comes here. Rahu afflicts it. So little bit disturbance in the home, domestic environment area and inner peace. There'll be anxiety, stress during the beginning of this week, which has to be, which can only be solved by meditation, by making sure that you are completely devoted towards God. Do not take major decisions for your house during the first 2 days of this week. Then moon enters into the fifth house, makes a conjunction with Jupiter, and makes, this is a very good placement of moon, by the way. Remember this, because here in this house, moon's energy, fourth house is the energy for moon, right? Mother, nurturing. But fifth house is the gains from mother. So those who are actually trying to gain from their mother or motherland, or business in the mother area, or they're trying to start something in their homeland, very very good time for you, because fifth house is the house of startups. Kids who are into education, again a positive week for you. There may be some good news in education. You may be able to achieve something that you were not able to achieve for a long period of time. Then moon enters into the sixth house, gets exalted, also makes a Vipreet Rajyog, so double Rajyog, exalted as well as Vipreet Rajyog. So anything that you need to, are you going for an interview? Are you going for anything related to competition? Are you going anything related to a court to fight with someone? Or anything related to sixth house, your workplace, everything will be very pleasant for you. One of the best time for all the people. I'm very excited for this Sagittarius ascendant people. They will be very, very happy during this week. But again comes the home area, where second time there is an indication that sun comes and makes a yoga with, sun will start getting afflicted here. Sun is the ninth house lord, so health of father has to be taken care of, especially in the heart area. If father has any heart problems, this is the week, or this is the month to be very careful about father. Make sure that you, all the regular tests and everything has been done. But on the other hand, your home area, see now, Mercury is the planet of communication. See, Mars is going to, very soon come here in the 12th, in the fourth house for you. So that means sooner or later, you may start working towards fixed assets, some kind of fixed asset. So here, make sure that doing any deal related to vehicles, home, house, anything, be extra careful, because there can be cheating that can happen with you. And Mars enters into the third house. Very good placement of Mars in third house, because Mars is a planet that has a lot of courage, and third house is the house of courage. It shows that how much courage you have, what can you do, what can you not do. And Mars here is making a very very good yoga, telling that anything, let bigger or biggest to biggest things, smallest to smallest things come my way, I will be able to achieve it. So we'll be completely in full power to achieve things. There can be short distance travel planned. Also, long distance travel for a shorter period of time can also be planned by all the Sagittarius ascendant people during this week. All the best. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. Click there if you want to talk to me about your chart or anything, and all the best. For Capricorn ascendant people, one of the best ascendant on earth, because Rohitji's ascendant. Everyone is crying. Everyone is saying, "Rulaoge kya?" Rohitji. Here, Mars is exalted in your Lagna, but now it is going to be more positive for you, because Mars is going to be sitting 11 from itself this week, and Moon is going to be exalted. Mars is going to be aspecting the exalted Moon. So, what do you need more? There is going to be some kind of wealth that you can see during this week. Moon is entering into Pisces first. Now, here it is entering into the third house, so there can be some kind of misunderstanding with siblings. So, during this time, be very careful with your younger siblings, Rohitji. There can be some misunderstanding. Whatever the younger sibling says, say okay, no worries, no problem. Okay, so do not make any kind of and everyone who's Capricorn ascendant people, with younger sibling, with friends, with your social network, there can be some kind of communication problem and little bit trouble, because Moon is getting afflicted with Rahu, and Mercury, Lord of communication, is already debilitated here. So this is the time of Maunvrat, to be quiet. Even if you feel something bad, good, do not say. Be quiet. Then Moon enters into Aries. This is the time that you may think that, okay, now it is the right time to buy some vehicle, or do some kind of research in the area related to vehicle and motors and stuff like that. So very very positive time for you guys, Capricorn ascendant people. So go for it. Vehicle, any kind of thing related to your home buying, some kind of expansion in your home area. Nice time for you. In fact, it will be a very very good time getting a lot of nurturing from your mother. If your mother is not well, Moon will enter into Ashwini Nakshatra, so your mother will start feeling much better also. Then Moon enters into exalted position. This is the one of the most best thing that is happening here. See now, if you see, Moon is the seventh house lord, getting into the fifth house. So those who are into love, angle, relationship, some kind of uh, you know decisions they wanted to take. Okay, I want to take a decision in love life. Very good time for you. Those who are into speculation, any kind of thing related to share market, stock market, will gain money during this week. Do your research before you invest money into stock market. And also, children wise, those who are trying to conceive, trying to think, they may get the good news. The wife will say, okay, look here, that bar has turned red. Now I am pregnant. So this kind of news also you can hear during this week. So all the best for you guys. But sun enters into Pisces again, into the third house. This is a full month of affliction in the third house, with younger siblings, with things related to communication, with things related, many things related to the third house. Short distance travel, avoid. Any kind of communication with your younger siblings which can spark fire, avoid. Just avoid it. Just say, okay, there is some work, we'll talk later, stuff like this kind of stuff. Then anything related to friends also, if you're expecting too much from them, avoid. Nothing, you're not going to get. Third house is going to be a little bit challenged during this time. Ninth house also, health of father has to be taken care into utmost consideration, because sun under affliction, Mercury under affliction is both aspecting the ninth house for you during this week. So we have to be careful. Then 15th of March, a very good yoga happens. Whenever relationship between second house and the fifth house happens, there is going to be wealth. And here moon is exalted. Mars aspecting moon makes a Chandra Mangal yoga, means Mahalakshmi yoga. So some wealth can come from children, from speculation, from creativity, from media and entertainment if you're in that area. So very positive time for you. Make sure that make the best use of this time with lot of happiness. You will be happy. The main thing during this week is that happiness will be there, only because sun is afflicted in the third house. So communication wise, be careful what to say, how to say, when to say. Okay, there's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and rest Aquarius ascendant people, when we talk about Aquarius ascendant people, Lagna is going to be, your second house is going to be afflicted during this week, in the beginning of the week only, and in the middle of the week also. There will be some relief, again there will be problem. So second house is the house of wealth, bank balance. There can be a dent on your bank balance, and that will be because of your mind going into illusion. Someone telling you something, do this, do that. You will make a decision, invest some money, and it will be a loss. So during this time, say no to investments. This week and this month till 14th of April is no to investments. Just say no, I don't want to do it. Okay, I'm going to be making a video on sun getting into the sign of Pisces, making a conjunction with Rahu, and what things to avoid. The video is only going to be what things to avoid during that time for all 12 ascendants. So it is going to give you a much idea, because during when sun is getting afflicted, your soul becomes weak, and then other people can empower you easily. Then moon enters into Aries, into the third house, making a very beautiful Gajkesari yoga here. When moon and Jupiter are together, aspected by Saturn and by Mars, this means that discipline and things related to your third houses, that is your social, again your little bit of close friends, your neighbors, anything related to your personal interest, your courage and stuff like that, has to be completely focused. You have to be completely focused on these areas and maintain discipline. That is what is required. There will be a lot of rage, lot of things to do something very quickly, because moon is a very quick planet. So try to avoid anything that can create losses for you, because Mars is aspecting from the 12th house on moon. Later, moon enters into the 4th house. This is a very good time, because Mars will come to the Lagna and also aspect here. It's a very beautiful time, so just wait for it. But before that, as soon as moon enters the 4th house, there is going to be some very positive news in your home area, some kind of auspicious events also. You will be more focused in the home area during this time, but it is putting a debilitated aspect on the 10th house of your career, and without career we are no one. Everyone needs a career. So career wise, you have to be careful not to make any, be mindful not to make sure that your mind is afflicted, because what is happening in the second house for you. Sun is going there. Sun is going and making an affliction with Rahu, and second house is the house of speech. So that means you have to control your speech during this time. And see, 7th house lord in the second house, that means a Maraka, in a Maraka place with Rahu is a little bit dangerous. And Sun is not a very pleasant planet in this chart. It is the owner of the seventh house. It can create a little bit rift in the second house, and especially because of your egoistic or your fiery fiery speech that is going to happen during this week. Because see, Mercury is already afflicted. That means intelligence is already afflicted under illusion, and then Sun is going to come under illusion. So you need to calm down, be quiet, put a sticker on your mouth not to say anything, just hear it out during this week, this time, because Moon is also putting in debilitated aspect on your 10th house. Then Mars enters Aquarius. Now this is a positive time for property, because Mars coming into the ascendant, aspecting the fourth house. Very good time for property. You will be doing proper research during this time. Seventh house aspect on the seventh house aspect on the seventh house, and seventh house Lord in affliction means that there can be some kind of rift in partnerships. So careful in that area. Also, Mars aspecting the eighth house on Ketu means fierce action in the eighth area. That means some eighth house, some kind of rage, some kind of road racing, stuff like that. Accidents can happen. So careful. But on the other hand, those who want to do research in spirituality, in any field that they research, they want to do in occult, in some kind of unknown sciences, archaeologists, divers, all the people who work with very different difficult kind of jobs, all the microbiologists and all the people who work with a lot of research on medical, very positive time for them, very positive time for them. There's some very good news, very good breakthrough also that they can make, because Ketu is the one who can bring things to you. All the best, Aquarius ascendant people. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. If you click on it, you will be coming to the WhatsApp, and then we can discuss your chart in detail. Moving on to Pisces ascendant people. Now, March 10th is when Moon is entering into your Lagna, and Lagna is already occupied by a debilitated Kendra Lord, that is debilitated Mercury, and on top of that, Rahu afflicting Moon. When Rahu and Moon are together, there is a challenge that comes to you, and this challenge can create little bit of struggle. Moon has just got under, ended an affliction. That means it was under Amavasya, new moon, and now Moon is completely with Rahu. So little bit Moon is afflicted this week. And for you, Moon is the fifth house Lord, that is related to your intelligence, creativity, children. So you can have education, you can have little bit of, trouble or some kind of struggle in these areas during the beginning of this week. So try to understand that everything is temporary, so things will be working in positive sense for you. Only temporary wise you will have little bit of struggle. That is not a very big deal. Then Moon enters into Aries. Oh, problem solved. Moon enters and meets Jupiter, gives all the data to Jupiter. Jupiter, I was here, this happened, that happened. Jupiter says, okay, now we have to make sure that everything is positive, and let's come to a point where we solve it. And because of your speech, then you will speak up and you will start, making things in your control. Like there will be some kind of monetary benefit also, because second house and fifth house are making a relationship. There will be a monetary benefit during this time. So best of luck. Then Moon says, okay, monetary benefit is done. Now I want to communicate it to a larger audience that I have many monetary benefits, I have money. And so your Moon becomes exalted in the third house for you. Now, third house is not a very pleasant place for Moon, okay, because, it is the house of hard work, house of courage, house of your personal interest and stuff like that. So to achieve your goals, little bit hard work is required during this time. Also, the hard work that you will do will give you fruits. This is what is said. Short distance travel. Moon is a very fast traveling planet. So very short distance travel for a very fast moment will come to you. Suddenly you will be going somewhere. So all the best. It will be a very pleasant journey. Then for the second time, you yourself, your mind and your soul is going to be afflicted, because Rahu and Sun are going to get close now. Sun has already entered, this week it will enter into the Lagna for you. And a very important time for making sure that you are mindful of all the actions that you do in every aspect of your life. There may it be your decisions, may it be your communication, may it be your monetary investments, may it be your job, everything, especially health related things, to for sure. If there is even a slight pain in your stomach or in your back, immediately run to the doctor and see. Because see, Sixth house lord is getting afflicted. That means health is going to get afflicted. Enemies are going to become more stronger. So we don't want anyone to take advantage of us. Whatever resources we have, we will use it to fight this time. Okay, till 14th of April, not to make any big decisions related to any operations, surgeries, anything related to do with, you know, court cases. Delay it. Everything delay, delay, delay. Don't do anything. Then Mars enters into the 12th house. Mars is the second house lord. Mars is also the lord of the ninth house, enters into 12th house. So some expenses related to foreign countries, expenses related to medical medicine, because see, Mars is aspecting the sixth house here. Mars is aspecting the third house here. So there will be some troublesome expenses that will come through these areas. Mars is also aspecting the seventh house. Little bit of struggle in the area related to your married life also, or your partnerships also. So this is not a very pleasant week. Only Moon is making a pleasant yoga here, but two times you have to be careful. And after Sun comes here till 14th of April, mindful in every action that you do, and no medical. Go get every test done, but no decision of operation, surgery, this, that in this week or in this month should be taken. All the best. There's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. And thank you for watching. And thank you, Rohit ji, for listening, for patient so long. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akashji, for this weekly, transit and weekly predictions. All people wait for this, but we have a very good video that is a Jupiter transit on AC Astro video. You can go to videos and see this video. Sunday is here, so watch most of the videos. Keep subscribing, keep sharing. We will make videos now. Eclipse video is also coming. So many videos. So please subscribe and share the videos. And those who want personal consultation, WhatsApp number and mail ID on the screen. Anytime, click, connect. Team will connect you and will give you consultation with Akashji, video consultation, one-on-one. Thank you very much. Thank you, Akashji, for your guidance, for your hard work, and the time you give to all the family members of AC Astro. We'll meet you in next video. Till then, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.